Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Dojo Live recap show. Today is Monday. It's Monday again. It's May 2nd, 2022. This is Tulio Sergusa, broadcasting from Southern California. And joining me are Kim Lantis in Hermosillo, Mexico, and America Guerrero in Mexico City. Hey, guys, welcome back.
I cannot believe it's May already.
I know. It's already
crazy.
May. Almost halfway through the year. So last week we only had one live show. We had a few things that got moved around, but we have 3 coming up this week. So we actually had 4 and got 1 moved around. That happens, right? So we talked with Alejandro Rivas Micoud, who is the founder and CEO at Userlytics last week. And we talked about startup and scale-up culture in a 100% remote environment. That was the topic. It was an interesting conversation about what it takes to scale up in that kind of environment. What did you guys think of that show?
I enjoyed Sandra's participation. I mean, she had these great questions. I remember the show that you started talking about the pandemic situation, the new models, how if you want to hire valuable talent, you can hire people in Japan, Colombia, all around the globe. And this is really interesting because this guest has a really global perspective. He has this nuclear engineering background. He lived in Japan, Spain, France, and now he's applying all this knowledge and experience in this company. And then Sandra, I remember she asked, how can you relate this change element in the user experience? And it's really interesting because with this pandemic situation, everything changed with digital transformation. And now it's really important to make the interface not that, how do you say, Kim, visible for user experience, that it could be more effective if you want to reach a goal and you don't need to have enough to go with this old technology, and everything is about adapting. I really like it.
Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry, guys. No, I think what Alejandro was saying was the invisible interface.
Yes,
is what it was all about. Yeah, I really enjoyed his show as well. You're sorry. Okay. I forgive you. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
The idea of I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in. The idea of the invisible interface was very interesting because ultimately, it's like when you go to a restaurant and you're getting really amazing service when you don't even know that the wait staff is there, right? They're there, they're not there. You got what you need. It's like seamless, it's smooth. And yet the experience feels as though you're the only people there sitting at that table, and it's absolutely a great experience. So it reminded me of that. And similarly today, if I have to figure out how to navigate, if I've got to put a lot of thought behind it, that's not necessarily a good user experience. And it was interesting how he remembered, I think it was 2015 or 2005, where the C-suite started paying attention to the user experience. But before then, it was kind of one of those things where designers would raise their hand, but no one would pay a whole lot of attention to it because it was very utilitarian. But now there's so much value put on the experience, on how you navigate, and the seamless, the better. And I like this idea of the invisible user experience where you're not even having to think about it. It just happens. So that was a great show. If you've missed it, go on dojo.live. You can check out any of that show and any show on dojo.live. We have hundreds of interviews. You can use the search feature. You can type in a topic of interest. Chances are there's an interview that we've had that talks to what you're interested in. If you don't find a topic that is relevant to you, then you can nominate someone as a guest. There's a form to nominate someone as a guest, and we'll contact them and make it happen. All right, what else, Kim? What did you think? Anything
For
else?
sure. what I really liked about Alejandro's show and just the UI UX movement is how the show was full of real life examples. A lot of examples, super easy to digest, and really just this foundation that if you want to become the Kleenex or the Windex, you know, this synonymous word in the technology industry, for example, Zoom, which is, if you think video conferencing, you Zoom it, right? Whether you're using a different interface, it's Zoom, right? And so that's really where UI UX comes into play, and just what they're building at Userlytics is really, really interesting, and how they help you accomplish that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also keeping up with changes and what people need. I mean, because we've also had things like Xerox that were synonymous with photocopying, but no more, because they didn't keep up with the movement of work from home, or those solopreneurs and printers at home with the bubble jets. So it's an example of, it's not you one time leave it and you're done. Research plays a big role in continuous interviewing and getting to know how people are doing things, and also the changes of time, keeping up with them. So a very good show. If you missed it, you definitely want to check that out.
Yeah.
What do we got coming up?
We've got three unscripted shows coming up, starting with tomorrow. That will be Tuesday at 12 o'clock Pacific. We're going to be talking with Joe Gagnon, CEO at One Up Health. And the topic of that is transforming healthcare data. How will FHIR interoperability transform healthcare? Right? Interoperability. Say that 10 times fast, folks. All right. And then we've also got the show at 12 o'clock Pacific on Wednesday, which is going to be democratizing financial markets with accessible tooling, why it's important to make traditional high-tech products accessible to folks from all backgrounds. That's Morgan Howell, founder and CTO of Stock Alarm, right? And really in line with the UI UX approach. And then finally, we will have a show at 12 o'clock Pacific on Thursday. That is with Matthew Van Burskik at Hummingbird. No topic yet on that one, but I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
See you all back tomorrow at noon Pacific.